Row 18, plot 20.
Hey everybody, welcome to Now It's Dark. I'm Jim. I'm here with the second movie I've watched this week with a theme of hearing issues. And I just found that kind of strange because if you follow the channel before, I've mentioned several times I have tinnitus and I have an extreme diminished hearing capacity. So I do wear hearing aids sporadically. This is a 2023 movie called Unheard. It is available on Shudder as of March 31st of this year, which was coincidentally my birthday. Thank you, Shudder. It's 2 hours and 5 minutes. It's a little bit longer than your average horror mystery thriller. It's got 4.8 star rating on IMDb, but it doesn't even have 250 reviews yet. This movie is about Chloe Graydon. She's going to undergo an experimental procedure to restore her hearing, so she begins to suffer from auditory hallucinations related to the vanishing of her mother. Directed by Jeffrey A. Brown, writing credits go to Michael Rasmussen and Sean Rasmussen, and it stars Lachlan Watson, Michelle Hicks, and Nick Sandow. Lachlan Watson is most recently probably recognizable from Chucky Season 2 as Glenn and Glenda. But she was also in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and she's been in a few other things. And I think she was fantastic. I did see Chucky Season 2, and I wasn't really sure how I felt about her acting abilities, because that movie or that show is kind of more comedy than anything else, like dark comedy, I guess. But I thought she was great in this movie. I was really happy with her performance. I was really happy with the way she portrayed her inability to hear. I loved the use of technology that was how she was able to communicate with other people. She did not know sign language. And so the movie starts off with a warning about flashing lights and strobe lights and static and things like that. So I was like, ooh, what am I about to get into? Because I've had seizures. I don't want to have a seizure watching this crazy movie on Shudder. But I didn't have a seizure. But there is a lot of strobing lights, and there is a lot of static in this movie. All with a purpose, though. It's not just in there for the sake of let's be creative and artsy. It's like integral to the plot of the movie. So trying to remain as spoiler-free as I can, because this is readily available right now on Shudder, and I do recommend, if you want to see kind of a neat little mystery thriller with some horror elements to it, with a different take. Like there have been other like slasher kind of home invasion movies where the victim is hearing impaired, but this is different than that. So she's only been unable to hear for a short amount of time. So she does remember sounds, and her speaking ability is fine. And then she goes and she begins this procedure. She's staying at the house that her family lived in before her mother vanished. The father is going to meet up with her in a couple of weeks, and they're going to get ready to sell the house. We're introduced to a handyman who happened to be friends with the family beforehand, and he remembered her from when she was a kid, and then we're introduced to a few other characters. So then we're kind of like, it's a small cast, so we only have a few people to wonder about this secondary plot about the town where there's missing people, and her mother was one of them. So it's like main plot, but then also secondary plot, because we have scenes of other people that are gone missing. And so it's kind of interesting to see the development that Chloe goes through when she starts the hearing procedure and she starts to slowly gain her hearing back. I thought it was just really neat. Her acting ability to kind of react to the way she was being reintroduced to the sounds of something as simple as water running and things like that. Because that's a real thing. Like I can speak to that because I've had hearing issues. I've had multiple surgeries. I've had tumors in my ears. I currently, as a 52-year-old adult, have a tube in my ear. So like when you go without hearing and then it comes back slowly, or in my case, when I put hearing aids on, I can hear so much more. And it's just crazy. Like right now, I don't have them in. I wouldn't be able to hear birds or things like that. But when I put them in, then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, there's freaking tons of birds outside. So I thought they did a really neat job of the way they did that. And then as her hearing starts coming back, she starts, then the story kind of gets like, is there a supernatural element to this? Is the ghost of the mother in the house? Or, there's these red herring characters. Is one of them messing around or whatever? And I'm not going to tell you. You got to watch the movie. It's on Shudder right now. I'm really interested to hear anyone else's thoughts. Like, it's got a 4.8. I think that as more people leave reviews, this should go up. I think it's really interesting. I think her character is really interesting. I was invested in her. Lachlan Watson, I think, has a bright future in doing drama, horror. I would love to keep her in the horror genre, but whatever she chooses to do, I think she's fantastic in this movie. And that's all I'm going to say about it. It's TVMA is the rating, so there's not any, gratuitous violence, gore, I should say, and there's no nudity, so... But I still like the movie anyways. Let me know down in the comments below if you think you will watch this, or if you have, on Shudder.
So have your dream. Go on and sing your song. There's nothing wrong with singing out of tune. If people laugh and say your dream can never be, just think of